For those of you watching that just want to get an idea of what this getaway cabin is like, you're planning a trip, well, here's the overview in the next minute. So the experience is very quiet and peaceful, calming. You're not gonna get anything like this in the city where you'll hear lots of noise. Meanwhile, you're out here in nature. It's just dead quiet. If you don't like that, maybe this is not for you. And there are some questions people usually ask is there Wi-Fi? Well, yes, there's Wi-Fi, but the purpose of this trip isn't to be connected, it's to disconnect yourself from the internet. So if you're asking if it's Wi-Fi, I don't think this trip is for you either. There is a cell signal, just in case anything goes wrong. So the cost of the trip, for us, it was about $200 per night. So that equals up to about $100 per person per night. We had 2 people, but we did buy this when it was at a 25% discount. Here's our receipt. Prices may vary. So that's pretty much the overview of the getaway cabin. Stay until the end to hear our opinions, if it was worth it or not. So we had 3 reasons why we're going to this getaway cabin. Reason 1, escape the city hustle. We live our lives running. Grind. And we don't get a chance to just slow down, experience nature, experience life, live in the present. We're always striving for some type of goal, but life isn't always about running. A balanced life is about running, then walking. Our second reason for going is to spend time away from technology. We live in an age where we're so connected with each other, but through an electronic device. Well, this is a perfect opportunity to disconnect from all of those things. And reason number 3 is to deepen our relationship. Lisa and I have been together for 6 years now. And when you're together for 6 years, you have to change things up or else the relationship itself will be stale. It's like working out, except you're working on your relationship rather than your physical body. So your relationship is like a chain. Over time, it will rust if you don't replace it. And if you don't consistently work on your relationship, it will break. So overall, this whole trip, we had one overarching goal. It's no phone for social media. We already have plenty of that without needing to make a rule for that. So no social media.
Maybe you can...
You using phone?
No. Oh my grandma.
Are you using your phone right now?
I didn't text anyone.
So if you're caught on social media by the other person, then the winner gets to pick their restaurant of choice. This is a date night also, where the loser pays. Going into this trip, our biggest fears was, well, we never had camp before. We are city people. Good or bad, we don't know. But we're not used to surviving in nature. We bought plenty of food. The issue is that most of those food were microwavable food. We used the microwave a lot. We had assumed for some reason that there would be a microwave there. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. We arrived and no microwave in sight. So we decided to pan cook everything. It was an interesting experience cooking food that we would usually microwave. We had loads of fun and the food turned out a little bit better than we had initially thought it would. Do your magic, see?
Oh my god!
See? It's done in a proper pan, unlike yours. Who knew? Pan cooking is actually pretty good. And so we wanted to get the whole camping experience. So what did we do? We ate in the dark. Well, not in the total darkness, of course. That would be dumb. We ate with the lamp. After eating, it was close to bedtime already. 9 p.m. So we decided to end the night with some shadow puppets. Much better. Who doesn't love a good shadow puppet show? Lisa and I, we have this very strange thing. Our first day out anywhere foreign from our beds, well, our sleep isn't the greatest. We woke up multiple times, but waking up to that beautiful nature in the forest was a very serene feeling. So the first thing we did was look around the area. The sun was out, we were out. Then came breakfast. Our breakfast was waffles, pancakes, eggs, bacon, and strawberries with Arizona tea. So the biggest issue with breakfast that I thought was going to be the bacon. I was scared of overcooking the bacon, but surprisingly that wasn't what turned out to be the issue. This is what was the issue. So I messed up these waffles and made pancakes instead. So now I'm scraping all the burnt parts off. I'm gonna make pancakes instead with some checker pattern. Who knew cooking waffles on a pan would be so difficult? The little ridges on the waffle, it stops heat from traveling through and into the waffle. Very strange. Round 2 of cooking these waffles. Even though we had a big hiccup in the waffle area, we still made do with what we could. Waffles, a little bit cold, but acceptable. After eating breakfast, we decided it was time to explore the area, so we went on a walk.
What? I want to go swimming.
While walking, we found a little pond, but this pond was a little different from others.
Okay, so I thought the water was still, but funny enough, just trust me on this, guys, the water is frozen. You have another rock somewhere? Oh, right here. Did you guys hear that? That's the sound of a rock hitting ice and bouncing a few times. Interesting sound.
After about 30 minutes of walking, the trail ended. It wasn't a very long trail, so we decided to go to another trail that was about 50 minutes away. In this point in time, it was around 2 p.m., so we still had a long day ahead of us. Faulkner Park, or at least the trail that we went on, was more so a biking trail, but that didn't stop us from walking around. Actually, going to Faulkner Park was probably the best thing that we could have done. I could have done. Here's why.
We're walking down in the woods right now. So, you guys remember that bet that Lisa and I made where whoever goes on their phone first has to buy the other person food? Well, on the drive, we were stuck in traffic and Lisa unknowingly went on her phone on Instagram. Thank you, Instagram. You gave me free food.
After going to Faulkner Park, it was around 5 p.m. It was time to head home. We had a 50-minute car drive. Back at base, we prepared steak, asparagus, and mushrooms. But there were some issues that we ran into. The first issue, the cut of steak was way too thick, so we had a rough time cooking it in the pan. The heat just wouldn't go all the way through. The next issue, the asparagus, we found out was expired. It expired the next day that we had bought it. It had been expired for 3 days. When I opened that bag up, there was this terrible aroma. I was like, ugh, disgusting smell. Luckily, the mushrooms were okay. So we had steak with mushrooms. Not bad. Then, for dessert, we cooked s'mores. But here was the issue with that. I opened the door and it was pitch black outside. Little freaky. And we didn't want to pay for the firewood. It was $8 just to cook s'mores. I don't think so. I'm sorry. Instead, we cooked it on the stove. The s'mores turned out fantastic. And we saved $8. That's the price of a movie ticket. We ended our night watching back our old adventures. It was nice memories. So, was the trip worth it for us? Well, did we escape the city life hustle? Yes. Let's check. Did we spend time away from technology? Did we avoid social media? I did. Lisa, not so much. I'll give it a check anyways. Did we deepen our relationship? Yes. We had a great bonding experience. We agreed that we should at least do this once a year. Alright, on to the matter of cost. Is this worth it in terms of cost? We think yes, but that's very subjective. Some people may have the spare income for it while others don't. There are ways that you can do this trip for way cheaper. We're not total nature people, so this is a good way to ease ourselves in to more of that nature camping experience. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you like, use our code down below to book your next getaway. This video is not sponsored, by the way. We made it with our own money. Hope you enjoy. Take care.